Well, that's the Mountain West, and that's what Utah State did last year. It's like deja vu. I don't know how many games they won at the buzzer last year where Brown threw in a jump shot late in the game, and they've won those games and continue to find a way to make shots this year to win a very tough road game at Viejas Arena. And our crowd was sensational, unbelievable to play in this environment and have this kind of home support. We're so grateful for that. It's the matchup zone. We did a good job in the first half, got a lot of shots we wanted. Second half, we started and we got the ball right around the rim and couldn't get anything to fall. I mean, Jared, the first play of the second half, had a layup. We had a couple to the rim that wouldn't go in, and so you're like, well, the offense is bad. Well, the offense is the same offense. The shots just weren't falling, and sometimes that happens. You get to your spot and the ball doesn't go in. And so, I mean, that's a probably simplistic approach. But, yeah, their defense is good. It's been good all year. It's one of the best that we're going to play against all year. On a positive note, they're the ninth best offensive rebound team in the country. We out-rebounded them. We out-offensive rebounded. Assists were close, 15 to 11. Turnovers were the same. Each team had 16. It's two really good Mountain West teams playing against each other. It came down to the call that they get right and wrong 50% of the time. That's every game in the country, whether it's pros or youth basketball or college basketball, the block charge. You know, I think it's a big call on Byrd to end the game. And so I thought we had a chance at a charge because he saw the play coming so far in advance. He was waiting for it. It wasn't like one of those where you slide under at the last minute and then it's like, wow, that's bang, bang, that's hard. I thought he waited there, and maybe he didn't take it head on. He got it halfway, but he was, in my opinion, he was definitely set and waiting. I don't think he slid at all. So that's that's no disparagement to the officiating. That's a hard call. That's the call that they get right half the time and wrong half the time. So, and that's just the nature of the game. So I'm not begrudging to that. We still have to get the final stop of the game. They made a timely three with the game on the line. They had to run a full possession to get it, and they knocked a three down. The kid that was shooting, 18, 19% for three on the season. But just like the kid from USD, we knew he was a shooter. So we did not ignore him. We knew he was a shooter. He just hadn't found rhythm yet, and he made 4 threes against us. And he made the most critical one of the game with the game on the line. When he made it, there were 6 seconds on the clock. I looked up. I tried to call a timeout, whether it was the official seeing me or my own players. That didn't happen. And we got it in, and once it's in, then you know what it is. 6 seconds, go to the basket, get to the rim, make him call a foul. And we end up pulling up. I thought Wayne was a little indecisive and not sure what he wanted to do, and then pulled and shot a three. So he got a look. But I'm the perfect example of that, aren't I? 2 years ago, we went to the national championship game because I didn't take a timeout. And they would have been on me for years to come had we not won the game. And so now when I don't I'm trying to take a timeout, and we don't get it, and we don't win the game. That's basketball. Players make coaches either look good or bad. And I'll take my guys going downhill. I would have liked to set it up with spacing a little better, but it didn't happen. So hats off to Utah State. And I told the team we're going to have 16 or 17 games more just like this. Every game in the Mountain West, right to the end. Boise, San Jose and Boise, Wyoming and Nevada. These games went right to the very last possession. Utah State, San Diego State, that's this conference. And it's going to be that way for a lot more games. And so we have to be mentally tough enough to step up and keep playing the way we're capable of playing.
You talked about Wayne, that final possession at the end there, trying to get to the basket, but he ended up with a three. I think you guys were 0 for 11 from 3 in the second half. Do you depend too much on that shot, or is that just, as you were saying, they just weren't falling?
They make you take a lot of threes because you don't get to the basket very often on them. I mean, I don't know how many times we got in the paint. We got a post touch for Jared, and Taj got in there and made an assist on a back cut layup. But that's the nature of their defense. We wanted to shoot some threes. We wanted to take bad ones, quick ones, but they made us play all the way to the end of the shot clock where we had to hoist a couple up. We were trying to penetrate the zone and exhaust possession. So I don't think we came down and took quick threes. You know, I thought the one Byrd shot late in the second half was a good look. It was early, but he was wide open. You know, so at some level you have to make them. I think we were 6 for 12 the first half, and that's why we had the lead. And then the second half, the one that BJ took, we took some desperation ones, but the one that BJ took at the end of the shot clock, He walked him into it. He rhythm dribbled into it. So that's a shot, BJ. I have all the confidence in the world taking that one. It's where you're falling away, desperately trying to get it. BJ had space, and he walked him in and pulled, and it didn't go in. And that's the difference in the game. They made one, and I thought we had a pretty good rhythm three that didn't go in.
What adjustment did they make at halftime on their match? It looked like they brought the middle guy up a little bit higher.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to, they make adjustments. So we ran a lot of the same sets. We ran some different stuff than we ran the first half, trying to get them out of sorts a little bit. But we didn't do a good enough job. But I've watched every game they've played. And their defensive coach came from, I think, Northern Kentucky, and I watched Northern Kentucky games to see what people ran against it there. So it's a hard defense. It's a good defense. So they're going to cause people a lot of problems with that defense, and they do a good job with it. So we had a good first half and just a so-so second half against it.
Did you see any difference in the decision-making late in the shot clock in the second half compared to the first half?
No, I mean, we fumbled too many balls late. I mean, we couldn't catch them. We threw some cross-court passes that if you can catch it clean, maybe you can get a shot. But we fumbled a lot of catches in the second half, I thought. We didn't catch it clean where we tried to throw it across court on late shot clock, get a shot up, but we couldn't get it up. We ended up having to dribble it because we couldn't catch it clean. So that's part on the passer, but that's part on the guy receiving it too. I thought some of the passes were pretty good. We just fumbled the catch.
When you guys were up, I think it was 7 late, there was 3 minutes left. 3 or 4 of your players on the floor were like waving to the crowd to get them going. Something I've never seen from your players before, probably because they've been a lot older. Is that just a young team thing that they're too concerned about the crowd and not?
No, I like that. I mean, my dad had the late Flip Saunders, who coached the Timberwolves and was a legendary coach. I remember that as a young kid, him inspiring the barn at Williams Arena, raising his arms and getting the crowd going. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as you're concentrating on your assignment, which I think we were doing. Nick seems to be the one that tries to get the crowd into the game more, and I don't mind that as long as he's doing his job, and I thought he did his job.
You went small down the stretch and had a freshman out there and had Wayne out there. What was the thinking behind that lineup?
Just trying to put, I thought Magoon, was fumbled a few passes, and I thought maybe we try to play 4 guards against his zone where we could get more penetration and maybe get another shooter out there that, was playing a little better at the time, and so it was just a decision I made. I don't think it hurt us defensively. If it's hurting you at one end of the floor, you don't do it, but, the one, Taj came in and made that one drive in the gap and hit Jared for a back cut, dunk, layup, so the 4 guards at times worked for us and played well together. So we got a versatile team.
Taking this loss, what does it mean for you guys with Boise and then a week after that, the Pitt?
I think we have Air Force sandwich in there, yeah. It's all these games are going to be hard. We already know that. Having been in the league 25 years, we know what this league is. So, again, Utah State was picked 7th in the league. And last year they were picked last. So all those go out the window when you start playing. And they're 12-1 right now. And we played a really good Mountain West team in a really good college basketball game. If they missed the 3, we're in here celebrating. We get the rebound, miss the 3, and we held them, found a way to win at the end. And that didn't happen. That's college basketball. So the key for me is not to get too high or too low, not to lose sight of the game itself, that we played well in stretches, that we showed some mental toughness when they came and took the lead. We fought and took it back, and there was some good in there, but obviously there's always teachable moments in losing and winning. And so we'll try to find those and keep the team moving in the right direction.
Coach, there's a lot of turnover from Utah State, their head coach, seems like year after year, but they're still able to produce these kind of teams that can come into the A-House and do this. Well, what is it about their program that is so strong that they can, kind of withstand losing their top guy over and over?
Well, they've lost coaches, but they haven't lost players, have they? They had 3 starters back from the conference championship team a year ago. So that's credit to those guys that stuck in the program. Falsloff, Martinez, the shooter came back. Templin came back. They got returning guys that from a team that won the regular season championship and played in the NCAA tournament. So they're not bringing in 12, 13 new guys. They have guys that know how to win, that have won at a high level in this conference, and those were the go-to guys for the most part. It's Martinez and Falsloff. They're averaging 17, 18 a game, and they both had 16 tonight. So they have returning players from a conference championship team, and they played like it.
Teams have been able to get some momentum late in the first half against you so far this season. They get 10 of the last 13 in the first half here today. How much of that is some of the experience that the roster has, and what are some of the things that can be done to head off those turns coming out of the half?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we played pretty well all the way through the first half. I mean, BJ had a shot that ringed in and out from 3, and, it's a great shot. Taj hit a 3 late in the first half. But Martinez hit a 3, and then they ran him baseline. The second time, same play, he fumbled the ball and picked it up and shot it in against good defense. And then we're kind of do what most teams are doing. With 8 seconds to go, that's a lot of time. Get it to your point guard, try to get down and get the last shot. And Nick lost it in traffic, and he can't turn the ball over. There's nothing wrong with the play. Let's get it in and go with 8 seconds. It's not like we threw the ball away. We gave it to our point guard, and he's trying to go length of the floor in 8 seconds. I'd take that every day. But unfortunately, it didn't work out well. So that's college basketball. And I always say you can turn on 1,000 games, you're going to see these plays in every game. And they're the difference in winning and losing. If we can somehow manage to, what they did was probably not the best of plays. Made basket, they should be getting back. And we got it in quick, and they tried to stop the ball quick. Usually that's a disaster for a team. You get beyond them, and then you're on your way. But it worked out for them. So sometimes plays that maybe a coach wouldn't encourage work out for them. The fact that they came up and tried to attack the ball once we got it in, that's a good play by them, I guess.
Any more questions for Coach?
What message do you have for your team after this game?
Get used to it. We're going to have it again every week, and we're going to get our fair share of wins. And there are going to be games like this where it's hard, but this is the Mountain West, and you shouldn't be surprised by it. I know you're disappointed in losing, but I won't be any different when I come to practice on Monday than I am when we win. We just keep putting our work in and trying to get better, and we've got a really good team. This is a good team. We have a good team. We played a team that is good too, that is 12-1, and thinks they should be 13-0. So that's basketball.
I was going to talk about, you guys were in such control in the first half, and then in the second half, from the outside looking in, it seemed like late in the shot clock, you guys were having tougher possessions and leaned on a lot of threes, late in possessions. How did it change in that way?
I wouldn't even say the second half. I'd say the end of the first half. Probably got up to 20. You let them battle back at the end of the first half. It gives them confidence, and they come out, start the second half well, and after that, it's a game.
Nick, when you see the score close like that, and you were seeing Utah State come back, what were you hoping to see differently from your team during that transition?
I wasn't really hoping much. I thought we was going to win. There was no hope. I was out there to win the game. It's basketball. Like, a lot of things happen. The crowd is going crazy. It's moving fast out there, so a lot of things happen at a fast pace. But I wasn't really hoping nothing much. I thought we were going to win, and they hit a tough shot at the end. Like Miles said, we let them battle back. But I thought we were going to win the whole time.
What did they do? What adjustments did they do to their matchup zone in the second half? Like the middle guy was coming up higher. It just completely threw you guys off.
They kind of throw different stuff at you. You start the game off by getting it to the post. P gets it in the post, turns and drives it at least 3 times in a row maybe. After that, they start, collapsing in the middle. And, a game like it's a physical game. They're coming in hands, and we just got to be tougher with the ball. We turn it over a good amount of times in the middle of their zone.
Miles, there was a controversial block charge call against you. Would you take us back to that play and what the refs were telling you?
Yeah, I tried to take a charge earlier in the game, and that one I felt like I wasn't, my feet weren't set. I left the ground, so that one I see being a block, and I'd just rather not comment on that second one.
Nick, how tough is it when you guys were as good as you were defensively early on, and then I think in the second half you guys were 0 for 11 from 3 and just couldn't get those long-range shots at the ball?
Yeah, I just think our shots dictated a little bit of our defense possessions at a time, and just something we can learn from. Just about mental toughness. I just feel like we just let our shots dictate our defense at some points in the game, and that kind of cost us.
You're a young team, and it's still a pretty new team. Was it unrealistic to expect that you guys would just go through the season without a hiccup like this?
I mean, I thought personally that we could have done it. I still think that we can do it. I think we were very dominant in the first half. It shows a glimpse of what type of team we are. But then, like you said, we're a young team, so we showed our lack of maturity, I'd say, at the end of the first half and then some parts of the second. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long season. But I mean, I think me and Nick both agree that this team is destined for greatness at the end of it. And sometimes you need these type of losses to keep you humble and keep you pushing.
Yeah, just what he said. I mean, I wouldn't really consider this a hiccup, Two good teams battling out. I mean, ranked tie up in the standings. Obviously, we didn't come out with the win, but not necessarily just a hiccup. I feel like we just, as a team, just ain't finished the job,
How physical this game, both of you, I guess, with how physical this game was, how loud the arena got at different moments, did this feel more like a tournament atmosphere kind of a day or not?
This feels like the Mountain West. I mean, we're going to go to at least 5 or 6 different spots that's going to be exactly like this. It's going to be a physical game, hard for refs to, decide what are fouls and what's not fouls. You can't call everything. We're not the only arena in our conference that sells out and has a great crowd. We're going to feel the same thing when we go to Logan. New Mexico's the same way. Boise always sells out for us. So there's going to be multiple games like this where, this is just Mountain West is a really good basketball conference, and this was a Mountain West basketball game.
Miles, you just mentioned it. You guys are going to be headed to Boise next week.
Mm-hmm.
What can you take from this loss and put it in?
I mean, yeah, I think just clean up some of the stuff. I mean, I truly don't think the final score tells the whole story. There was a point in the first half where I think we looked really, really good, like a top 10 team in the country. So, I think just be more solid and, we got to keep maturing game by game so that we don't give up runs late in the half and we don't give up runs late in the second half as well. So, yeah, just being more solid.
It's not the first time you guys have had struggled late in the first half after playing pretty well. Is that just is it a mental thing? What happens there?
It's a game of basketball, game of runs. You play basketball, it's a game of runs where one team might get hot, this team might get hot, but it's about how you handle their run, and we didn't handle their run to the best of our ability, and that's what gave them the opportunity to hit a big-time shot at the end.
You've had long layoffs between the last couple of games, and you have the bye for the Tuesday. What are you going to do to help with the ramp-in for the game at Boise on Saturday?
We got an off day tomorrow, but Monday, same thing that we've been doing, just right back to work. That's one thing this team will never stop doing. I speak for all 16, 17 of us on the team that no matter what happened tonight, you're probably going to see a lot of us in the gym tomorrow. And, when we practice on Monday, we're all going to be in the gym with good energy. So, I mean, it's obviously going to sting for a little bit, but by the time I wake up tomorrow morning, I want to be off this game and on to the next.
Nick, you missed the free throw, you get your own rebound, you call timeout, it's like 40 seconds left, 20 in the shot clock. What was the play there? What were you trying to do?
We was honestly just trying to get the best look we can get. Just talked it over in the huddle. We was going to go to just a simple motion in the zone, just get the ball moving and try to get it to the middle of the zone. And, I think BJ took a shot that he's made before. Like I said, it's a game of basketball. Some of those shots fall, some of them don't. It's about how you react to it.
Is there anything you guys can do for your younger teammates who haven't experienced the game of basketball that you're describing to be able to flush it, to be able to do that?
I don't think that there's something that we could do. Obviously, we could talk about our experiences and stuff like that, but, we got at least 5 guys that have never been in a situation like that before in a game and at the home in a good environment. So, it's firsthand learning experiences for them as well. We're going to stay together as a team. We're not going to let this get us off our path, the ultimate goal, which is, obviously March. I think everyone's going to be all right. We're going to be good.
And I say for myself, just get back to work, come in the gym with energy. This is something I love to do, win or loss. I love to win, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be in the gym ready to work because I love the game. And this is what I dreamed of as a little kid. So if you let a game like this keep you down, you don't want to play at a high level.
They had a lot of success on baseline inbounds plays today, a couple sidelines after timeouts. Were they plays that you guys just hadn't seen or wrinkles to plays, or was it just
I think it was just, like I said, lack of maturity. There was one where we weren't completely set up when the ball got taken out, and I think that led to a 3. So, I mean, it's on us, definitely. I mean, the coaches are stressing what we're doing. I mean, it's not like we don't know what we're supposed to be doing, but, I mean, in the speed of the game and stuff, it sometimes gets messed up. So, I mean, all you can do is really work on it and try to make sure you limit it as best as possible.
Just focus.
Any further questions?
Yeah, just can you give some credit to Utah State for coming back the way they did in a very tough road conference? They played really well.
You know, they definitely played well in a loud environment. You know, this is especially, I wouldn't say early in the year. We're probably 12 games, 13 games in, but for them to early in conference to come and pick up a big win like this at our place, it's credit to them and credit to the team. And we'll see them in Logan.